Hello, my name is David Lindsay. I'm the VIP Sales Director for Watches of Switzerland, and it gives me great pleasure today to be able to introduce the one and only Harry Redknapp, who's come along to talk about his football career, possibly a bit of time in the jungle, and watches from Watches of Switzerland. Harry, welcome.
Good to meet you, Dave.
Good
nice
to
see you.
Tell me about your biggest football highlight. What would that be?
Difficult, really. I mean, I started off at my first managerial job was at Bournemouth, and we were in the old 4th division at that time. Ended up winning the 3rd division championship. That was a great time for me, and during that period, beating Man United in the FA Cup when we were a struggling 3rd division team. But whatever you do in management, I think when you played, you could never beat being a player. It's special. When you're a manager, it's a very lonely job.
Drawing on the fact when you were a player, that would have been around the time you'd have probably got your first watch, I should imagine.
Yeah, my first watch actually. It was a watch that was presented to me. I played in the England youth team that won the under-18.5 World Cup. We got a beautiful Omega watch engraved on the back that was my pride and joy. And I went down the coast one day with Frank Lampard Senior. We married 2 sisters and we went in for a swim, and I took my watch off and left it in my trainer. And when I came out, the tide had come in and washed my trainer away with my beautiful watch in it. Never found it, never recovered it.
Well, we have it here today.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I knew someone would find it.
Omega is a really important brand for
Yeah.
us at Watches of Switzerland. And this watch I'm just showing you now is the Omega Speedmaster. This watch has been a timeless piece because 50 years ago, this was the first watch on the moon. Back in July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong got out of the capsule, and then Buzz Aldrin actually got out of Apollo 11 after that, put his Omega Speedmaster watch on. This is still a very iconic piece that we sell.
Yeah.
Here. So that is
beautiful watch, isn't it? And when you talk about the first men in space, I mean, amazing.
But pioneers. And for Christmas would be a watch which any guy would, adore on any wrist. So
expensive, that watch?
No, not at all. This piece is £3,910.
Great value, isn't it?
And we have it in our showrooms, but it's a beautiful watch
for somebody, absolutely.
A few other guys in the football fraternity, Hublot is a brand you might be familiar with.
Yeah, I have one on now.
There you go. Fantastic. This is called the Classic Fusion. Most of the watch brands that we're going to show today have a long history, whereas Hublot started back in 1980.
Yeah.
It's £5,900, but this is a really classic looking watch.
It is, lovely.
Quite big in football.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Actually, funny enough, the brand which sponsors the timekeeping for Tottenham Hotspur now is this brand here, and it's IWC. So IWC is a Swiss brand which is based in a place called Schaffhausen, and this watch is called their Spitfire watch. It's got the beautiful blue dial, and it's got the very military brown strap that you have here as well. This watch is a watch which we get a lot of call for. It retails at £4,890. Another brand we have here as well is Tag Heuer. They do the timekeeping for the Premier League.
That was the watch everybody was wearing them at that time.
This is called the Tag Aqua Racer.
Yeah.
Beauty of this is, I mean, it looks good with a suit, but also it's something you can wear for sports.
Yeah.
300 metres water resistance. If ever you go diving, you've got the unidirectional bezel there, tell you how long you've been down in the water.
Oh, right.
Or more importantly, when it's Fergie time, and you need five minutes away at Old Trafford, and you can see when the time's up. You've got all that on the bezel. That model is £1,350.
Yeah, it's great value again, isn't it?
That would be a perfect Christmas present.
Absolutely.
Any guy. This is called the Tag Heuer Carrera. Kind of get the best of both worlds because this is probably a little bit more dressy, although it still has their 200 metres water resistance. This is on a blue dial, so this one here you've got the day and the date.
Yeah. Comes
on a nice bracelet, and as a Christmas gift this would tick a lot of boxes. It's £2,200. Have you ever heard of this brand? Breitling.
Breitling, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they invented the modern day chronograph. Back in the 1950s, this would be the watch of choice for aviators.
Right.
It has a slide rule mechanism, so the pilots were able to calculate their navigational systems. So this watch here is £6,960.
Yeah, no, they're a well-known watchmaker, aren't they?
Yes, indeed.
It's a beautiful watch.
Here's a suggestion actually for Christmas for the ladies, the Cartier Ballon Bleu. Cartier watches, you can see, have got a very classic Roman numeral dial.
Yeah.
And this has been a really successful line for Cartier, and we get a lot of gents buying ladies this watch for Christmas. It's £5,150. It's a water-resistant ladies' watch, which has got a sapphire crystal glass. You've also got the beautiful Roman numeral dial. And you've always got a secret signature on the dial on Cartier, so either on the 10 o'clock there or on the 7 o'clock. We can't quite see it now, but it's got Cartier written into the actual Roman numeral. And this model here would be a beautiful choice for a lady, at Christmas. Absolute timeless classic, this one. Watches are becoming quite unisex. So you've got models like this particular Cartier, which is a 35mm. This is called the Cartier Santos. The history behind this watch is back in 1904, there was a Brazilian aviator called Santos Dumont, and he was friends with Louis Cartier. And Louis Cartier wanted to make him a watch to commemorate his first flight in his plane. And these screws on the bracelets were the same as the screws which were on the wings of the plane.
Right.
So this has become such a favourite throughout Cartier's history that even now we get a lot of call for this classic watch. When you were in the jungle, did you wear a watch in the jungle at all?
We had no time you couldn't take a watch in there, and we couldn't even find out the time because you had no idea, Dave. You'd wake up in the morning, you go and have the shower, you stand under the water coming off the top of the hill. There was freezing, bitter cold, but you didn't know if it was 5 o'clock, 6. And then when someone went to do a trial, I saw someone's watch, it was 1 o'clock, So when we had an idea what time it was during the day, I think they sussed it in the end. 2 or 3 days in, they started all having to cover their watches up. You missed a watch so much, you didn't realise how much you appreciate it until you haven't got one.
Yeah,
we had no sense of time at all.
If your house was on fire and you had to grab one watch and take it out with you, which watch would it be? Have you got a particular favourite that you got to go to?
Well, yeah, for sure. Now the watch would be the one that I got when I won the league with Portsmouth. It was a Rolex watch. I would save that for sure.
Very nice. Yeah. Looking to the future, Harry. Obviously, when you bought your next watch from me for yourself and Sandra at Christmas, and you go home and you think, right, what am I doing now?
Dave, I'm so full on. I couldn't tell you. I've just done a theatre tour. I've done 40 theatres all over the country. It's been incredible, like sold out. If you'd have asked me, I said, who's going to come and listen to me, It's been amazing. So I've been busy on the tour, on the road doing that.
Harry, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you today.
As well.
And wishing you all the best with the book and the theatres and everything. And
you work for a great company and support a great football team.
Yeah,
Good
thank
man.
you very much indeed, sir.
Bad.
Cheers, thank you.
Well done.